Great Society Ministries, and this is going to be another edition of Bible Thumpers. One of my favorite segments to do, because although I respect Christians and Christianity, and I have many Christian relatives, and unlike some critics, I don't see it. I don't see individual Christians and their beliefs in a totally negative light. There are some good elements within the history of the faith, and there's some good individuals within it. But what I don't like is when they have this pretense that they're right and everyone else is wrong, and I don't like how they have this apocalyptic view. They take their scriptures and try to apply it to the rest of society, and in doing so, they waste a lot of our tax money and some of our relatives' blood and other people's blood around the world, because they think they're going to hasten the second coming of Jesus, which if they read the book themselves, they would know that Jesus is quoted, I'm going to quote him as saying, and this is a paraphrase, but even the Son doesn't know when the end times will come, only the Father. So if Jesus, by his own admission, didn't know when the end times would come, I don't think John Hagee and some of these other disgusting Zionist warmonger Christians know. And I don't think they can do anything to make the second coming happen. But let's get into this edition of Bible Thumpers. We have a false prophecy from the Old Testament, and it's in the book of Isaiah 13 through 14. Actually 13, 19, all the way to 14, 1 is what I have highlighted on the Kindle. It's good. But let's get into it. And this is Isaiah 13:19. In Babylon, the glory of kingdoms, the beauty of the Chaldeans, or the Chaldeans' excellency, shall be as when God overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah. It shall never be inhabited, neither shall it be dwelt in from generation to generation. Neither shall the Arabian pitch tent there, neither shall shepherds make their fold there. But wild beasts of the desert shall lie there, and their houses shall be full of doleful creatures, and owls shall dwell there, and satyrs shall dance there, and wild beasts of the island shall cry in their desolate houses, and dragons in their pleasant places. And her time is near to come, and her days shall and her days shall not be prolonged. For the Lord will have mercy on Jacob, and will choose Israel and set them in their own land, and the stranger shall be joined with them, and they shall cleave to the house of Jacob. Now, several problems with that. Once again, God is being a racist and playing favorites. He's promoting Jacob, which is a tribal group who comes from Abraham, and not promoting them based on any merits, but just because they're descended from a guy, and God is playing favorites with a guy and his descendants, while subjugating the rest of us who are descended from other people. So that's one of my. Some people want to take issue with that. They'll say God. One of my favorite quotes is "Favor isn't fair," But then you don't have a just God, right? And don't we want God to be just? Or we want God to be arbitrary, whimsical, and racist, like we see in our everyday lives from certain judges and institutions. Not all, but some. Now, moving along, another problem I have, and you could probably tell by the laughter, you have mythological creatures being mentioned. There's no satyrs or dragons. I don't have any, there's no evidence to suggest those two entities exist. That's another problem. Iraq has been inhabited from the time of the racists who wrote this stuff all the way to the present. There's never been a time where that region, what used to be Babylon, has been uninhabited. It's still inhabited right up to now. Arabs still pitch tents there, um, um, and what else? So we got the dragons. Yeah, so yeah, that about covers it. So it's a false prophecy. That prediction in Isaiah hasn't happened. You have mythological creatures and you have racism. So I would like to see the apologists come to bat. I hope they run into this video because, again, I'm not going to be like your Robert Spencer. Because Robert Spencer, I think he's Christian, but he's another one of those individuals I mentioned that lives in a glass house but throws stones. These people who talk about contradictions and problems in the Quran that are Christian or even Jewish. I mean, the Bible's, an ocean of contradictions and other problematic things that makes it anything but an divinely inspired text. That's where I'm going to conclude this one, and stay tuned for another edition of Bible Thumpers. I may do one today, but and today's date, by the way, is the 26th of March, 2018. But if not, there will be one in the near future. Thanks for watching. And God bless and save and protect all the good people, the innocent people who are being victimized. Give them relief and reverse the fortunes of the wicked and the evil. Because, I mean, they seem to be in power in so many places around the world. And we got to hope that the good people are promoted and the bad people are demoted. And that's all for now.